Hi everybody, my name is Krista and this is Little Flower Tarot. Today we are doing a love reading and I'm a little nervous about this because I haven't been in love for a very long time. And whenever I sat down to kind of consult with spirit, if you will, about what this reading would be, it just really felt very much, look at these flowers that I picked out. It was like, this is about love. And so yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to dive in here and we're going to see. I'm actually really excited to see what comes up. So I've pulled cards from the Earth Power Oracle. These are going to be like overarching themes. So go ahead and choose group number 1, group number 2, or group number 3, and we will go ahead and get into the reading. Hello, group number 1. Here we are. All right. So you have chosen this beautiful rose, and I might as well just show it to you up close. These roses were gorgeous. I saw them and I saw the color, and I just couldn't pass them up. It's like this, it looks almost red in the screen there, but it's like this bright, beautiful, almost like fuchsia, and the vividness of it really made me think of romantic love, but it also made me think of self-love, like the brightness and vividness of it. And the energy I felt like the rose was evoking was kind of like this, this feeling of like, I love myself so much. I acknowledge my own vibrance so much that I naturally just attract love that enhances my life. And that honors me just as much as I honor, or more than I honor, I even honor myself. So, that's why I chose this flower. So I'm definitely curious to see what happens when we get into these readings. So I will put this aside for now. Maybe I can put it up top here. I think, yes, it will have it can be kind of like an overarching energy here. So I pulled a card from the Earth. What's it called? I'm sorry. The Earth Power Oracle. So each of these cards represent a place on the earth, like a sacred place on the earth. So the way I kind of thought about it was whatever place on the earth that is pulled is going to be, I kind of want to think of it as like this, we can pull on the energies of this actual physical place. So the energies of this physical place on the earth are going to be present during this reading. So I'm really excited to see how that feels and how that turns out. Yeah, so you got Delphi. I receive divine messages constantly and clearly. I look for the truth in any situation. I know myself. Power comes from the inside out. All right, Delphi. I'm probably going to have to look these up during these readings. I'm assuming Delphi is in India. But yeah, I think I'm actually going to look it up because I do want to know for sure. It's in Greece. Okay. Primary element, air and earth. It was one of the most famous places of power in the ancient world and held incredible religious and political influence for over 1,000 years. It was considered by the Greeks to be Omphalos, the navel of the earth, the point that everything else revolved around. A veritable who's who of powerful ancient figures such as Alexander the Great, Solon, Pythagoras, Emperor Hadrian, and Caesar all consulted the Pythia, the priestess that presided over the Apollonic oracle at Delphi. So I don't know if I'm going to read the whole thing, but yeah, it says it's like the home to the gods. As this area is highly prone to earthquakes, the latest theories maintain that a deep earth fissure emitting a gas like ethane or methane enables the Delphic oracle to enter a trance state more easily, and thus she was able to receive and transmit the gods' words more easily. This beautiful yet somewhat harsh place was considered the closest place to the god Apollo on Earth. Okay. So the energy I'm getting is a lot about like downloads, like divine downloads, divine information, getting, receiving insight from God, from the divine. So, and recognizing your power from the inside out. So yeah, that's beautiful. Alrighty. And then, okay. So I'm going to pull a couple of these oracle cards. They are from the Faceted Garden Oracle. All right, and you got Anomaly and Wreath. Okay. All right, and then we will get into the tarot. Today I'm using the Mystical Dream Tarot. It is a really pretty deck. I had my eye on it for quite a while, and I finally got this deck, and I love it. It's a lot of the imagery on the deck are not as close to like the Rider-Waite original symbolism, so I kind of like that because it's just different, and it's still rich with symbolism, so I'm able to dig deep and you know, just kind of I can pull both the original meanings but also pull new meanings from these cards, so they're pretty cool. So alrighty, so we've got the Four of Wands, the 21 Serpentious Soul, we've got 14 Temperance, and 3, lots of major arcana. You got 3 major arcanas. I think I'm gonna start with 4. That feels good right now. Okay. Oh, this is an awesome reading. I mean, I don't know. The cards are awesome so far. So this one, it says Serpentious Soul, is actually the world. Number 21, the world, and then number 3, the dream carrier, is the Empress. So alrighty. All right, so how can you attract more love into your life? Okay, so I'm getting, this feels like a reading for someone who is most likely single, most likely, and if you're not single, it feels as if it's just someone who really is whole within themselves and knows that they don't need a partner to complete them. So first and foremost, that's amazing. So I just want to be like, congratulations. That's amazing. That is a hard feat to come into. That is a hard embodiment to come into sometimes. So yeah, with this Anomaly card, that kind of confirmed it for me. I was looking at this beautiful Temperance card, the Empress, the World card, and then the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is about stability and celebration, and it can be divine union, and it just feels like you are really solid. You have a really solid, grounded energy. Like, I just feel this really grounded, loving, but like vibrant, beautiful soul here. And then with this Delphi energy coming through, like, I receive divine messages constantly and clearly. I look for the truth in any situation. I know myself. Power comes from the inside out. I feel like this is you. You are confident. You are strong. You are powerful. And you love yourself and you love others. And I think what we're coming into is the question of, okay, I've gotten myself to this stable point, this stable internal point where I feel strong no matter what happens to me in my life. I feel like wherever I go, whatever I do, whoever I meet, I'm going to be confident in myself. And, you know, no one can kind of make this waver or break me or make me feel insecure. And it feels like that energy is almost coming from a place where you did, maybe in the past, you had allowed people to make you feel insecure, or you had been dependent on others for a sense of security, a sense of self, and you have worked extremely hard to get to where you are right now. And I think the question is like, okay, I've gotten to this point and I've had to, on the way, put these not unhealthy barriers. It's more like boundaries you've put up with other people. And it's kind of like, I see you like having built yourself up really strongly, but still a little bit of those past energies that are in your memories. They cause you to hesitate to break down your walls and to open your heart again, because there's a slight concern or worry that you would fall back into an old way of being that didn't feel healthy, didn't feel good, and just made you feel really insecure. And it's not even that strong of a, it feels very like weak, that fear, but it's still kind of there. And I think what this reading is, what we're going to be pulled into, is how you can crack open your heart and trust in the roots you've planted, like the roots that have grown deep into the earth, into the soil of your being. How you can more deeply trust in those and know that at this point, with all the work you've put in to build yourself up to that point, to this point, that you can kind of trust your roots to take care of themselves. You can trust the rain to fall. You can trust the sun to shine. And you can trust the natural way of things, like what you've built, who you've turned into. You can absolutely trust it. And I think that's a new concept for you, because I think you've just been on this journey of growth and expansion and fortification of who you are, of your strength. And it's required a lot of consistent management. It's kind of like when you first grow a tree, when you first plant a seed, you have to take care of it. It's a little baby, and you have to observe it quite a bit, stay with it, or else it'll die and it will never grow into what it's meant to grow into. But you've done all that work and you've gotten it to the point where the tree is good. Like, we don't have to go out and like water an oak tree that's been there for 50 years, you know, like it's pretty good. It'll survive whatever. And I feel like that's where you're at. It's like all of this work that got you to this stable place is no longer needed. You're moving into a new phase where you get to trust and you just get to exist. You get to expand. You get to like feel the wind through your leaves. You get to just, you know, feel strong and solid and trust. You get to just live in the natural flow of things. And yeah, so yeah, how can we, let's see. Yeah, I think it's a matter of faith. I really do. I feel like it's a matter, oh, I have a cat that is trying to break in, and she's going to, gotta let her in. And then she's going to want right back out. So bear with me on that. But yeah, so yeah, I think it's just a matter of faith. It is moving forward on faith. It is opening your heart up to love, to how it wants to come in, and trusting that when it does come in, no matter how much fear comes up, no matter how much anxiety or worries about your old way of being pops up, it's kind of, that's just, those things aren't going to happen. You're not going to fall back into your old ways. You're so solid and steady and rooted in who you are now, that you can trust. You can have faith. You can move forward in the way that feels right for you, in the way that feels natural. So how can you attract love into your life? How can you open your heart more to love? I think the question, or I think the answer to that is, what's up, baby? Alrighty, so my kitty joined me, and I hope you can hear her purring. That'd be a nice little addition to the reading, but she's relaxing on my lap, which was nice because I expected her to try to climb all over the table and mess up all the flowers and the cards, but nope, she's being a sweet girl. And your energy's beautiful. Honestly, like, you are so solid. I don't know if there's any worries or concerns about what is next in your love life or your relationships in general. But you're so beautiful and lovely. Like, your energy's so grounded and rooted and calm. And I just feel like whatever you do, it's going to be okay. And I feel like you're naturally, it's going to be easy to like weed out the bad apples in your life, like weed out anybody who doesn't enhance your life and anybody who doesn't support who you are and who you're becoming, because who you're becoming is so freaking solid. You are so solid. Yeah. So, I mean, come on. This is the most grounded reading I have had so far. Like, come on. 4 of Wands, the World, Temperance, Balance, like alchemy. Like, we might get into that a little bit more, but, and then the Empress. I feel like you could teach others how to attract love into their life. Yeah, like this wreath here, it's just like, it feels like there's this perfect portal waiting for you to walk through into a new way of experiencing love and connection with people. And if you're worried, like it feels like if you're worried at all about the way in which you're going to love others, or if it's going to feel natural, if you're going to be able to open up to other people or feel connected to other people. Because I feel like maybe with the World card, there is like this sense of completion, and it feels like you're entering into maybe new relationships and just a new environment. And I just feel like what you need to hear right now is that you've got this, and that you are so lovable, and you are so able to love and to connect with people in a natural way that feels right. And I wonder if in the past you were with incompatible partners, just people in your life in general, people at work, friendships that were incompatible with who you are. And it just really feels like you're wrapping up this cycle where you're existing in an environment that is kind of unfriendly to who you truly are, and you're moving into this new environment where everything's gonna feel like grounded and rooted and harmonious, and everything's gonna feel natural. And the only problem you're gonna have is your nervous system not knowing what to do with being in an environment where you feel so easeful and where you feel so free to be who you are outwardly. And like that's the main issue you're going to run into, is not like how you're going to be perceived by others or how you're going to connect to others. The main challenge might be how you're going to move through that on an individual basis with getting used to this new environment, these new people, and constantly reminding yourself that you're worthy of this. You're worthy of these healthy relationships. You're worthy of feeling expansive in the environment around you, the culture around you. And so I think get used to it. Like that's kind of almost the answer to like, how can you attract more love into your life? Acknowledge that if it's not already here, it's coming. And then learn how to get used to harmonious love. Learn how to calm your nervous system down when it's like freaking out and it's wondering if this is too good to be true, or it isn't too good to be true. It's gonna feel like that, but like when you accept and embrace everything and just trust God, trust the universe, trust where you've been led, trust the people you've been led to, and trust yourself, and step by step let yourself adjust and give yourself the time and space to adjust. And these new people, this new person, the cool thing is that they're gonna be so intuitive to you that they'll know, like if you need time to adjust, they'll give you that time and that space, and they'll understand what you're going through. Because many of them, I keep saying many of them, you're entering into a new community apparently, because like I see you entering into a whole new community, and it's going to feel like weirdly comfortable, and that is going to trigger your nervous system and your way of being, wondering if it's safe. And I'm telling you right now, it is safe, and you just have to calm your nervous system down. So whatever ways you use to calm your nervous system down, walking in nature, hanging out in nature. I like to do breath work, yoga. What else? Just whatever you can do to transmute old energies and process what you're going through, and just support yourself through this transition. The beautiful thing is that on the other side of the transition is, and not even on the other side, the community you're entering into, the people that are going to be around you are going to be so beautifully, energetically supportive of your transition and knowing what you're going through. And they're going to be so attuned to it. And you're going to have everything you need, and not only within yourself, because you know you have everything within yourself to process and to deal with any environment, because you've dealt with plenty of environments. But this new environment, you're going to have so much support, and it's going to feel crazy. It's going to feel different than you've ever felt before. And you're going to love it. And you're going to feel, at first it's going to feel just uncertain and a little weird, and that's the transitional part. But once you're on the other side and you're held in this new community, in this new space that truly supports who you are, lets you be as expansive as you feel called to be, or you just, like however expansive you are in your resting state, you'll get to, it's going to be allowed, it's going to be cherished. So I just feel like this is, this is almost answering the question, what's next in love? And it's just a loving, supportive community. And yeah, you're going to be so held. And ooh, that's an idea. I just had the idea of like, imagine yourself being held by this, like your ideal community that makes you feel safe and comforted and makes you feel like you can be yourself in all your facets. Here's my baby. Ah, no. Okay. Winnie wanted to make a little appearance there. But yeah, I think that's something you could do. Okay, well, okay. I'm just going to let her do her thing. But yeah, so yeah, something you can do is meditate on what it's going to feel like to be in that community. And honestly, it feels like soul family community. And whatever that means to you, I feel like the words, this kitty cat, oh my goodness, I'm sorry if it's loud. All right, so yes, so this new community that you're going to be entering into. And I feel like community, you know, it could be two people. It could be a new partner. It could be a new partner and a few new friends. Or it could be an entirely new culture that you just feel much more held by than the culture you're in now. So whatever it is, what you can do is you can meditate on what it feels like to be held by everything that you feel you desire in your heart. What type of relationships you feel, what type of relationships does your soul need, and meditate on how that feels, and just sit with it. And it's so cool because I feel like these people are kind of like calling, like you guys are calling to each other. And I feel like that, like it's real. That's the thing. Like you are entering into this new community and it's absolutely real. Come on, baby. What are you doing? We've got candles here, man. Come on. Let's get down. I know, sweet baby. Here. There we go. Yeah, let's stay there. All right. But yeah, these people are absolutely 100% real. So when you're doing this meditation, you're actually calling in these real people and you're connecting to these real people. And that's kind of amazing and kind of a miracle. So yeah, how can you attract love into your heart? You can trust, have faith that you've done so much work that you can start to let go and let your walls down. And you can meditate on what it feels like to be held in the community that you desire, around the people that you desire, or the partner, in the arms of the partner that you desire. Meditate on that and trust that it's real and it's coming. So yeah, I think that's kind of it. I feel like I'm not really sure what else to say. I'm not sure I touched on the cards as much as I would have liked. It was almost more, this just felt like a very like channeled message, but the energy of the cards were all present. So, all right. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to move into the energy healing now. I'm offering, what I'm calling them is infinite prayer energy healing sessions. So it's basically a collective energy healing session that I record right after I do the readings. And it is an offering of fortification of the energies that were present. Like in this case, I really feel like it's just this fortification of this message that like you are on the path to wholeness and to this beautiful connection to humanity in a new way and to your community in a new way. And feeling lovable within that community, feeling held in that community and safe there. And I feel like with this energy healing, that's what I want. I want to fortify those energies. So, yeah, and the reason I call it the infinite prayer is because it is infinite in nature. So, you know, with the intention there, I feel like it is an infinite wellspring of healing energy that you can tap into as many times as you like. So once you purchase the energy healing, you can download the video and you can listen to it and meditate on it and receive that energy healing multiple times. And the more people that show up, the more powerful and potent and magnified it seems to be. So so to me, that's why I call it the infinite prayer. And yeah, so if you want to join me there, I will put a link down below. I do accept tips. I've put a couple links down below if you'd like to leave a tip. But yeah, I think otherwise I do want to tell you about my other YouTube channel as well. It is called Soul Hearken. It is my heart and soul put into video form. So there will be a link there for that as well. And I would also love to hear from you in the comment section. If you have anything to say about this reading or if it resonated with you, I would love to hear anything you had to say. I'd love to connect with you. So yeah, so thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'm just sending you, if I'm leaving you here, I'm just sending you so much love. And I'm just praying that you, man, you barely need prayers because you're doing amazing. But I feel like what I would pray for you is that you find a deep sense of peace and love for yourself and a knowing that all parts of you are lovable. And it's only a matter of time before you see that reflected back to you in the outside world and in the relationships in your life, if you haven't already. So yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. My name is Krista, and this is Little Flower Tarot. So you've come to this reading because you want to know what the tarot has to say about how you can open your heart and your soul up to more love. And yeah, so I pulled an oracle card from the Earth Power Oracle. And each of these cards represents a place on the earth, a sacred place on the earth. And so what I'm intending and calling in is that the energy of this place be present during the entire reading. So we're just going to get right into it. Here we go. So the place that is going to be present with us today is Lake Baikal. It says, I can be independent and successful. I can be alone and not lonely. Being different can be a source of power. There is magic in the world and I can perceive it. Okay. Interesting. In a love reading, the phrase, I can be alone and not lonely. So, all right. And then I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards from the Faceted Garden Oracle. All right. So you got the wreath, which group number 1 got the wreath as well. And then you got the lotus. And I've noticed that it feels like almost with all of my readings, there's always like a continuation. So I like to think that the groups of readings are all interconnected in some way. So maybe it's almost like the people who are attracted to group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3 might all be like their energies might be interconnected in some way. And so that's interesting. I don't know, like maybe like someone who picked group number 3 is someone that you will meet and will know, and that would just be kind of this unknown miracle that you wouldn't know unless you've discussed it. But yeah, so anyway, I don't know why I was thinking about that. Maybe that's true. But yeah, so, okay, so wreath and lotus. Okay, and then I'm going to get into the tarot. And I'm pulling tarot from the Mystical Dream Tarot. And this is a really beautiful deck that I just got. The symbolism on the deck is gorgeous. It's a lot different from the Rider-Waite and like the original tarot. A lot of the symbolism, I have to kind of figure it out for myself. A lot of the names are different, so I might have to look in the book to kind of confirm what they are, but here we go. So let's see. So your first card is the Spirit of Wands, which I believe is the Knight of Wands. And then you got the Wisdom Teacher, which I want to say is the Hierophant, but I'm going to double check that. And then you got the Two of Cups. That's a pretty good card to get in a love reading. And then the Lady of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles. So far these readings, I feel like such beautiful, positive energy. And I feel like a lot of people so far who've been attracted, well, I feel like everyone who was attracted to group one were really strong, independent, confident, and like stable, internally stable, and just knew who they were. And I'm getting that energy here too. I feel like there's a lot of really powerful, positive and loving people here. So, all right, let's see. Okay. Whew, okay. The energy is so much different. Okay. All right. So I love the colors so far. It's such like a cool energy. I feel like you have a, calming presence to those around you. But I am kind of getting this sense of like a little bit of chaos. It's like there's this beautiful calming energy that you emit around you. But on the internal, it's like I see like lightning shooting. It's like frenetic energy in the midst of, like, you're pretty good at keeping your frenetic energy to yourself and creating calm for others. Yeah, so, okay. So let's see. I want to figure out where Lake Baikal is. Just because I want to know. So, okay. So, it's in Russia. Interesting. I can be independent and successful. I can be alone and not lonely. Being different can be a source of power. There is magic in the world and I can perceive it. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit of this, actually. The Lake Baikal is sometimes referred to as the Sacred Sea. This lake is the largest source of fresh water in the world, containing over 20% of the world's unfrozen fresh water. Wow. Lake Baikal is a rift lake that formed between the Siberian Craton and several smaller plates. Over 630 kilometers long, Baikal is very deep and its waters are very clear. It bottoms out at 1,637 meters below the lake's surface, with an average depth of about 750 meters. So for my Americans, meters, I want to say a meter is like, I might be wrong. If someone wants to comment and let me know what 750 meters is, that would be awesome in feet. But yeah, so super deep lake. Yeah, huge lake. Often called the Galapagos of Russia due to its importance in evolutionary biology, the lake is around 25 to 30 million years old and is very isolated. Over 3,000 species of trees, animals, bird, and fish grace this area, and more than 2,000 of them are endemic, found nowhere else. The traditional tribes of the area, known as the Mongol Buryat, believe that various clans have directly descended from these sacred animals and plants, and so have protected these creatures and areas. One of the most sacred and famous creatures of the lake is one of the only freshwater seals in the world, the Baikal seal. These cute, big-eyed balls of blubber gather on rocks to soak up the sun and cosmically jostle for the best positions. According to local legend, the Mongolian warlord Genghis Khan was born on Okon Island and is still a magnificent rocky sanctuary floating in Baikal's waters to this very day. This place is still a mecca for local shamans to perform rituals, and it is said that the spirits of the winds in particular are strong here because of a mythos concerning two beautiful princesses fighting over a lover. Neither wind wins, so the rock remains independent. There are certain parts of Olkan Island that women and children are advised not to climb on. One common shamanic practice is the offering of a small amount of vodka in certain sacred spots. It is also believed that if you light a fire, something should be thrown into the fire as an offering to the spirits of the place. When you visit, no matter which time of year you come here, this is a magic place. The water is a chilly 15 degrees Celsius on average, so should you decide to take to the waters, be prepared for a shock. On the plus side, it is believed that bathing in the lake will add 20 years to one's life. At the very least, these waters are pure enough to drink, so if you cannot brave the freezing pure water, have a sip instead. As you do, ask for every cell to receive the ancient blessings and energies of this one of the most precious places on earth. All right, awesome. So, okay. It was interesting that it talked about two women fighting for one lover. I'm wondering if that, not saying that that's something you're going through. I'm not picking up that yet, but I just think that's interesting in a love reading. So yeah, okay. So let's see what we have here. So when I see the Lotus card, I was imagining the roots of the lotus and the roots of the lotus going down into the mud through the water. And this card in particular, I'm going to see if you can see it. Let's see. All right, so I don't know if you can see it, but in here, oh man, it's not really wanting to focus. But yeah, in here there are like these little like lines and roots, and it reminded me of what I was seeing with the frenetic like electricity energy. It's almost like this is you and this like beautiful, calm, serene, like kind of lake around you that you emit, and people, that's what people see. But underneath the surface, there's this frenetic energy. And I think it's something you've kind of learned to live with, but I feel like it's almost like a sleeplessness, a restlessness inside of you that feels, it feels almost like it's just how you are. And it's this feeling of, this is just how I am. This is just part of who I am. And on some level, it's true, because this electricity inside of you is real and a part of who you are. But there's a way to live with it, this power and this light that is like at the core of your being. There's a way for it to feel like, I'm almost imagining like it being more concentrated. It's just like concentrating and calming down, and the flow of the current of energy being more like strong and stable and calm and balanced in the way that it's meant to be. So I'm not sure what it's referring to as far as like personality traits or gifts that you have. It could be, it feels like a psychic situation, like a psychic gift that you have, that like it's a part of your worth, like it's tied to your worth a little bit. And even if it's not a psychic gift, it's something inside of you that is beautiful and good, and it's like a power inside of you. It's something you have to offer the world that the world recognizes, and that you are happy to give, and the world is happy to receive it. And the world, I guess by the world I mean the people around you. And so it's almost like this is your gift and this is what you're meant to give the world, but there's an imbalance and a sense of you're tying your worth to the gift a little too much, to whatever it is you're offering the people around you that they're loving. And it's almost like if you didn't have this gift, what would you be able to offer them? Like, and I don't, that's kind of extreme. I don't think that you think that you don't have anything to offer or anything like that. But it just feels like there's a leaning into this as a part of your worth. So yeah, that's kind of the first thing I'm picking up on. And that's why I feel like that like imbalance in over leaning on it as a part of like how you provide value to the people around you is causing this frenetic, like restless energy inside of you. And man, this could be, take this as it resonates, because I'm not sure like exactly what it is. I'm literally seeing like a column of frenetic electricity, like light inside of you, and people taking of it, and you giving it, and you feeling a little bit kind of exhausted or just like anxious and not settled with the exchange. That's kind of how it feels. So so yeah, let's dive a little deeper here. That all literally came from this one Lotus card. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? I haven't even looked at the tarot yet. The wreath. I feel like we'll come to the wreath later. Okay, so I'm going to make sure this wisdom teacher is, I think it's the Hierophant, but I want to double check. So is this it? Oh no, I'm wrong. There it is. Okay. The Hermit. Oh, it's the Hermit. Okay. And that's correlating with that. I can be alone and not lonely. I've said it a few times now, so I wonder, that's very important there. So, and then we've got, so we've got the Knight of Wands. We've got the Hermit. We've got the Two of Cups. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. This is a very interesting combination that I'm going to have to, I'm just going to have to focus here. Let's see. Okay. So I don't know if this is for everyone, but Queen of Pentacles is this woman who's basically got her stuff together. Like, she is master of the physical plane that she is in, master of her environment. She can create whatever she wants in the world. She is connected to her body, connected to her senses, connected to nature, grounded, secure, creating a life for herself. So if I'm relating this to the original energy I picked up, it might be that you are using your gifts in a way to make money in the world. You're offering something really beautiful, and you're creating livelihood out of it. I don't think that's for everyone though. So, but it's definitely like an energy that's present. Two of Cups. And Two of Cups is often about romantic relationships. The Hermit is about solitude and spending time alone and learning on your own and going your own way. And the Knight of Wands is like this wild card thrown in. And it's this energy of passion and vigor and playfulness, and like just this like fast pace, like kind of, it's kind of like very different to the energies of these three cards. So, okay. This is so interesting. Okay. So, how do I put this into words? So, what I was picking up on with all of this energy over here, that blue, like that original energy I picked up on where you are like this, people are picking up this calm, serene energy from you, and that's how they perceive you. And I feel like this like Spirit of Wands just wants to come in and like shake everything up, because you have been subduing a part of yourself that wants to be witnessed, that wants to be present in the world, that doesn't want to just be something that you witness on your own, but you want it to be expressed in the world around you, embodied in your being. And I feel like you're kind of this like calm, serene, more subdued energy that you express to the people around you, which is still beautiful and still a part of who you are, but it's not like the core of who you are. There's a part of you that needs to be seen, that hasn't been being seen. And you're ready to express this part of you to the world around you. But there is a caution energy here. Because it almost, like I was getting this Knight of Wands, Spirit of Wands energy, which she's, okay, we'll get there. Yeah. So the Knight of Wands can be, it feels like sometimes I feel like can be a little bit like reckless and a little bit like too like action oriented and too fast. Because like there's so much beautiful, slow, peaceful energy that you've cultivated. And I just imagine this Knight of Wands like coming in and being like, I'm here to like mess stuff up, you know, like I'm here to kind of, I just want to be heard. I want to be seen, like this really like strong energy. And if not harnessed in the right way, it can be destructive, because if you're transitioning into a new way of being and your environment isn't used to it, the people around you aren't used to it, then there might be some backlash, and there might be some like chaotic energy, combative energy. There might be some of that if you come on too strong with this like abrasive, like this is who I am, and it kind of obliterates like what you've built as far as being known as a certain type of person. I think like so I'm assuming in the fact that this reading is how can I attract more love into my life? How can I open my heart to more love? I feel like there's a part of you that's really strong, really powerful, really like maybe even like spunky and loud and sassy, or like just there's this part of you that's more prominent and makes more of a statement in the world, and you know, makes more of an impact in the world, that desperately not only wants to be seen, but needs to be seen, needs to be heard, needs to be honored and acknowledged. And this part of you is so ready to exist as a part of your reality. It feels like it's been subdued and held down for so long because you didn't want to create chaos in your environment. But it's kind of like it's time to allow this part of you to be a part of your regular expression of who you are in the world around you, in your relationships. So the message that is coming through here is this message of balance. Okay, yes, and the Two of Cups, it feels like there's a story here. So it feels like this Lady of Pentacles, this Queen of Pentacles, is going to be this rooted, embodied state, like this Knight of Wands energy that wants to come through and be integrated into this who you are, this being. We're heading towards the Queen of Pentacles energy. This Queen of Pentacles energy is going to be who you are. And it just looks like such a balanced image here, and grounded and rooted and embodied. And there's like a book here, and then there's flowers on the left, and then there's this beautiful light at the bottom. And I feel like this is kind of this part of you that wants to be seen. And I like that it's underneath her because it feels grounded. It feels planted where it needs to be planted in this serene water. And it's still like a powerful part. It's actually like a root of who she is, but and it has its rightful place in her life and in her self-expression. Yeah, so the story I was picking up on here is, okay, I've got this Spirit of Wands energy that needs desperately to come through. There's almost like this frustration and anger because it feels like it hasn't been able to come through, or maybe the environment, like when this part of you does come through, the environment you're currently in doesn't really know how to take it because they've never seen it before. They've never seen it maybe in anyone, but they've definitely never seen it in you. So maybe you're getting a little bit of backlash or a little bit of resistance to you expressing this part of yourself, and that's where that frustrating energy is coming from. So the storyline I'm seeing is kind of like this Knight of Wands energy, this thing that wants to come through, this inspiration, this light, this piece of who you are that wants to be expressed, is going to be leaning on your prior, I want to say, what you've cultivated to hold space for this on your own, knowing this is a part of who you are and existing within this part of you on your own. I think you're still going to lean on that part of you to hold space for this part of you. Does that make sense? So you're going to lean on the part of you that is secure on your own, is secure not having this part of you expressed, but still honoring this part of you and cherishing it and kind of exalting yourself in it when you're on your own. So you're going to be leaning on that part of you through this process because it's going to take a while to integrate that part of you into your personality and into how you're expressing yourself in your relationships, in your current relationships, because it really feels like while maybe some of the people around you are here for a season, it's still a possibility to find harmony with this new part of yourself being a part of yourself in your relationship with them, and allowing yourself to like be unapologetically who you are in your relationship with them. And it's just going to be a transition process. So it feels like the messaging is give people a little grace. That's the messaging. I feel like this Knight of Wands was coming in hot and coming in with this like fiery, I'm going to be myself even if other people don't like it. And it's kind of like give people a little grace to get to know this side of you. And it's okay to be gentle moving forward, even if you do trigger other people, get a little bit of backlash. It's okay to still be compassionate and gentle and give the people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I think this will help you so much more on this journey because it feels like there's this inner angst, like you think people aren't allowing you to be this person. But I don't think that's it. I think that they're just misinterpreting what you're presenting. So I think if you move forward with this part of yourself stubbornly, just like taking no for an answer, this is who I am and this is part of who I am. So having that energy of like, if someone doesn't like it, there's nothing I can do about that. If someone's triggered by my light, there's nothing I can do about that. But there is this more calm and gentle approach that you can take, knowing that maybe the environment you're existing in is having a hard time understanding who you are fully. So it's kind of like a good just balance that needs to be struck. And I feel like this wreath is like this circle of completion. I feel like this is an important part of your soul journey. I think maybe in the past, if you felt rejected just for being yourself and for honoring yourself by people who couldn't handle it, or people who felt insecure in the face of it, I feel like this is going to be a learning experience for you, that people aren't always, people aren't trying to be hateful. People aren't trying to reject you as a person. Well, certain people, that's the thing. A lot of people will change and grow and adapt according to your needs. And even if you do move out of this environment and away from some of these people eventually, and into an environment that is more supportive of who you are, more naturally and more effortlessly, that doesn't mean that, like, you're not in a space, it feels like you're not in a space right now where your very identity is being threatened, or that you're not allowed to be fully yourself. You're in a space where you are being required to have compassion and love and understanding for other people who are learning and growing just like you, and be gentle, but still be stubborn in who you are and expressing who you are in the world. And I feel like this wreath card, it's like you're entering into a portal of understanding the nuance in humanity, and how much people are capable of, even if they're initially triggered, or if they're initially misunderstanding you, or if there's an initial clashing. You're being called to stay with it and be compassionate and loving and move and keep going and see your way through, and allow them to learn how to accept all of you. So yes, that is your message. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to add to that. Just keep going. You can trust in the environment that you're in. It's not something that you need to feel threatened by. You don't. You're safe. It's just going to be a growing, learning experience that might have a little bit of clashing along the way. So yeah, so that is your reading. So I mean, to answer the question, how can you let more love into your life? How can you open your heart up to more love? It's see the beauty and the nuance in the people that are already around you, and give them the benefit of the doubt, and, you know, be stubborn about who you are, but also be loving and kind to those who are adapting to a new version of you. So yay. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for being here. I am offering energy healing sessions at the end of all of these. There is going to be a link down below if you want to go to that, or if you want to receive that. I'm calling them Infinite Prayer Energy Healing Sessions. And the reason I'm calling them that is because my intentions for them and what I'm picking up from them when I'm in the session is, it feels like this infinite wellspring of love and positive energy and healing energy, life force energy that is only ever expanding. So it feels like the more people who come to it, the more the light and the power of it expands and love and overflows. And so it's like taking a drink and a sip from this like infinite pool of water that's available to you. And you can download the video and watch the video as many times as you'd like. And each energy healing session is going to be directly connected to the reading that we just did. So in this one, I feel like what's going to come through is this kind of bubble of compassion and softness. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you guys. I feel like you're entering into a phase of your life where you are going to learn that life can be gentle during transition, and people can be gentle during transition, even if there are incompatible energies in the middle of it. And so yeah, it feels like this energy healing session is going to kind of put this beautiful, gentle bubble around you, that helps you know and trust that you are coming forward and walking through the world and through your relationships and the people around you with love, that love's not just always going to be pouring through you, and you can trust that love, and that the people will feel that love, and that you have within that space, you have the freedom to be yourself fully. So yeah, that's what we're gonna send. So okay, so if you want to go there, the link will be down below. I will accept tips if you want to send a tip. I'll have links below for that as well. And if you want to check out my other YouTube channel, you may do that as well. It's called Soul Hearken. It is my heart and soul put into video form. So everything will be down below. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to mention. If you have anything, any comments, if you want to connect with me in the comments, I am wide open. I'd love to hear if any of this resonated. I'd love to hear some feedback so I can, just get a little bit of confirmation. That would be amazing. So, alrighty. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. Bye. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot. You've chosen the 3rd rose. These roses are so beautiful. I couldn't pass them up at the store. The color, it almost looks red in the screen, but it is this bright pink fuchsia. And I just thought it was beautiful, and the energy of it felt very vibrant and alive. And it just felt like if this were a person, this is someone who loves themselves very much, and the type of love they're attracting is the type of love that lets them shine. So yeah, so I will just put this over here. And the first oracle card I've pulled that's going to be kind of just like an overarching energy is a card from the Earth Power Oracle. And so each of these cards represents a powerful place on the earth, a sacred place on the earth. And my intention for this reading is that the energies from this place be pulled into the reading and be kind of a grounding presence for us. So let's see what we have. We have, oh my God, this is adorable. It says my backyard. That's so funny because all of the rest of these cards are like these amazing sacred sites, and this is beautiful. I love this, and I love that it has the sunflowers. I've been really attracted to sunflowers lately, and they've been bringing me so much joy. And I don't know why I'm getting like emotional a little bit. Okay. So home is where I make it. I can find sanctuary every day. So the first energy that kind of came through and why I'm getting emotional is this feeling of like someone who has a hard time feeling safe and comfortable in their surroundings, and maybe they would prefer to be somewhere else, or they would prefer to, I don't know, maybe they're working towards cultivating a new space, and this energy just felt like there was this like feeling of safety and contentedness and appreciation for where they are now and the sacredness of where they are now. And so that's what I'm getting from this card. The other two groups I did read from the deck. So, all right, so my camera battery died, but I caught it just in time. So, but yeah, I'm going to read a little from the deck. We're going to see what it says for my backyard. Yeah, I didn't think it'd say much. So, let's read this part. No matter where you live and no matter what you call your backyard, place loving energy into it. That can simply mean keeping it litter-free and clean. It could mean adding plants or a sculpture. It could mean creating an herb garden or even adding bees. If you share this space with others, like a garden in an apartment block that you share with other unrelated people, you could create your own little spot that is yours energetically. One way the ancients did this was to bury a charged crystal or an object that they own in the spot. Okay, so I am going to pull a couple of oracle cards from the Faceted Garden Oracle. So, okay. We got gate and wood. Okay. All right, and then the tarot I'm pulling today is from the Mystical Dream Tarot. How can you attract more love into your life? How can you open your heart up to love? Feels very like, it's shuffling very nicely, very assured of yourself you are. I feel like assured of what you want. Yeah, and you've got the Magician, so that makes sense. Ooh, there we go. Okay, the Sorcerer. I need to check and see what the Sorcerer is. All right, so we got the Five of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Devil. Okay. Alrighty. Gosh, I feel like I need another card. One more right here. I'm going to pull the bottom of the deck card, and you got the Ace of Swords. That feels, okay, yeah, that feels much better. Alrighty, let's see what we have. Okay, so and the first thing I'm picking up on with the wood and the gate, which I will show you these cute little cards. And it's very fitting, the faceted garden, because the backyard thing and talking about like a little space in your garden. But anyway, so we've got the wood card and the gate card. And the first thing I thought of with the wood was a hearth in the middle of a home. And then the gate was, with the gate, it kind of reminded me of boundaries. So if we're talking about your own spirit and your own soul, it felt like the wood card was representing how you're nurturing yourself, how you're comforting and holding yourself, and how you're lighting yourself up from within. And yeah, and then the gate card made me think of someone who has really healthy boundaries and can open and close a gate to let someone into their beautiful, warm, cozy home at their own will and how they please. So yeah, so that's kind of what I got from those two cards. And let's see what else. So I'm definitely picking up from what I like originally picked up from with this My Backyard card, is that feeling of someone feeling like maybe going through a time when they feel like they don't have their own energetic space and maybe physical space as well. They don't feel safe to be fully expressive in their full being in the environment and that they're in. And it's like this constant, like, I wish I was somewhere else. I wish my environment was different. I wish this was this so I could feel safe. And then that beautiful energy that came through with this card was this recognition and honoring of the sacredness of where they're at right now. And so with this Magician card, I was getting this feeling of someone who is making it fun to and like a curiosity and a fun manifestation of sacred, their own sacred space, their own sacred joy, like whatever environment they're in. Yeah, this element of curiosity and like, ooh, how can I make this my own? How can I make this feel safe for me? And like with this wood and this hearth feeling of, it's like an empowerment. It's like an empowerment coming through of how can I shift my mentality And how can I use what I have? Like the magician has everything he needs to create what he desires. So if there's a feeling of lack and not having everything you need to create this sense of safety and home and hearth and feeling free to unfold, this magician card is coming in to say, like, you have everything you need to create exactly that. And it wants you to start now with what you have. And it wants you, like Spirit wants you to recognize, oh my gosh, yeah, there's like a humor coming through too. Like you don't know that you have everything you need to create sanctuary for yourself and to create, like, to see the magic in your life as it is now and where you're at now. In particular, it feels like where you're at, like the home you're in right now, to see the magic there. I love the smile on this. I mean, is he even smiling? I don't know why. It's like in one moment, it looks like he's kind of grimacing, and then another moment he's like smiling, and it's kind of cracking me up. The smile keeps shining through, like it's very visceral, like it's making me smile, you know. But anyway, so yeah, he's here to tell you that you have everything you need, and it's hilarious that you haven't seen the magic around you. It's like he's almost like teasing you, like you have, like, are you kidding? Look at all this magic around. Look what you have to work with. Like, you've got everything you need. You've got all this beauty. You've got, like, especially, like, I keep thinking of the tree outside my house, and like, look at this beautiful tree. Like, you could come and sit by this tree and make it yours, and this can be your special magical plate. Like, you know, it's something like that. Like, oh, look at this cool plate. You can make this your place. Like, you know, just because it's like in public, like nature spots, like just because it's in public, like you can make this one spot by this one tree be your place. And, you know, you can like anchor yourself in these like physical locations and make yourself feel safe, you know, and grounded. And yeah, so we'll get to the question of how you can open your heart to more love. But this is what I think is the main energies here of like wanting to feel at home and wanting to feel like you're in a place that holds you safely and holds all of you. But yeah, so, okay. Let's see, what else? I think the messaging here is, in order to love yourself more, in order to invite more love into your life, there has to be this acknowledgement of the sacredness of your environment and the possibilities in your environment and the love you have for your life as it is now. And there might be like this disappointing, it's almost like, I wonder if you feel disappointed to hear that. Like, how am I supposed to enjoy my environment right now? All I can see are the reasons that it's restricting me, or it's making me feel unsafe to be fully myself, unsafe to unfold. But that's why the laughter and the curiosity came through. I think there's something you're not seeing. There's something within this point of your life, this point on your path, and the environment that's shining around you that you're not seeing. And I want to say there's something about impermanence here, about this feeling of, well, there's like a messaging of, or an underlying energy of impermanence to your situation. And I think your feeling of something feeling permanent and like impermeable, unchangeable, or like stubborn, like you feel like you've been stuck somewhere or stuck in a situation and it feels like it's not changing, and then there's almost like a worry it never will. And the messaging is coming through of like, if you could only see the impermanence of your situation right now, you would appreciate the beauty in it. And so maybe the messaging is more, in order to allow, it's about love for your life as it is right now. And it's about recognizing the impermanence of what's going on, like of your situation and the people around, like not the people around you, but the energies around you, the space you're in, because you desire change. It feels like you desire change. And there's a worry that things won't change no matter what you do, that you're stuck, and all I can see is the energy of impermanence, that this is actually impermanent and things are bound to change. That's just the nature of life. I mean, even life in general is impermanent, you know? Our bodies are impermanent. So impermanence surrounds you. And I think tapping into that sense of impermanence will help you to appreciate the beauty in what is right in front of you. Yeah. And I feel like with the Magician being here in the middle of all of this, there's this really strong message to not lean too much on the creation of a new world, which, not that you shouldn't be creating the world you desire, but it feels like you're leaning on it so much, like, oh, things will change soon and I'll be okay, kind of energy. And the Magician is saying, like, yes, things will change soon and things will be more easeful and your environment will reflect you a little bit better. But you're missing something. You're missing something so imperative and so beautiful, and your surroundings and the people you're around. There's something that's I'm getting emotional again. There's something that you would look back on this time and you'd really miss it. You'd really miss it. There's something really beautiful about this time that you're in. And sorry, this is like hitting home. So don't try to throw away everything right now. Don't try to don't be so quick to discard what's going on right now in your life, because there's beauty to it, and you need to embrace it and trust in it, and pull from it what you can while you can. Whew, holy moly. And yeah, so I mean the Devil card's here, and the Devil card kind of just feels like this thing it's like your thoughts and just like the negativity you have towards your environment. That's kind of the energy of the Devil that I'm getting. And it's pulling you away from what's important. It's pulling you away from your heart space. And the Ace of Swords feels like this like curiosity that wants to come through, this like new way of looking at things. Like this egg being cracked open is totally available to you, seeing your environment in a new light. Even the snake here, his head is upside down, and it's like he's looking at things from a new perspective. And then yeah, the egg here being cracked open. And it's like she's in the dark, but there's this beautiful light above her head. And oops, sorry about all for some reason it doesn't want to focus. I think if I do this, it might. Yay, there we go. But yeah, I feel like this card represents a new way of being, and the way she's standing her ground there, like, I just feel like there's something you need to fight for in this situation. You need to fight for the beauty in your current environment and in your current phase. You need to fight for it. Hold your ground in it. And don't let the Devil energy and the worries and the kind of it's almost like looking around at your environment and seeing all the negatives and being fed up and frustrated and just picking it apart. So this is the Devil card. Let's see what kind of symbolism we've got going on. I'm going to look at it real quick and then I'll show you again. Oh, okay, so yeah, it's almost like there's this beautiful cup here. Okay, so yes, there's this beautiful cup here, and if we're looking at the snake as the Devil, He's kind of like speaking this funky energy into the cup, and he's kind of spoiling the cup. There's something so beautiful in your environment right now that wants to be honored and experienced and witnessed. And it's being spoiled by your negativity and your negative mindset about, and you picking out all the negative things about what's going on. Yeah, but there is this beautiful light winged energy and sun and moon energy here. So I just feel like, while sometimes this serves a purpose, because sometimes it is time to move on and move into a new space, and you know, sometimes you need that acknowledgement that this isn't right for me, and I need to move into something that is more right for me. You still can't. There's still beauty. You're in this space for a reason. You're in this moment in your journey for a reason. And there's so much beauty to take from it. And please open up your mind, like open up and just be curious about what this beauty is. So the Four of Pentacles, strangely enough, I actually got these two cards. I did a reading for myself earlier, and I got these two cards. Yeah, just these two. The Five of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles I thought this was a seed at first. But it's actually an onion. And it talks about like the different layers to a situation, and looking deeper and like peeling off the onion, and like sometimes the onion's like the funky smell of it, and like it's kind of like it kind of reminds me of this reading. Like this energy you're in is like you keep pulling the layers of the onion off, and it's like there's still more onion. Like, God, like where's the core of this damn thing? Like I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of like keep peeling the onion, and I don't know if that's the right messaging for that though. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let's see. And then the Five of Wands is about, usually it's about like conflict and moving through an environment and having like everything feel like off and everything not feeling smooth or right. And so let's see. Oh, that's interesting. So what I was kind of getting from this just now, this onion card, this Four of Pentacles, was it's like, yeah, like I was saying, oh, where's the core of this? I keep peeling this onion and nothing's showing of it. And it's like, it's a complicated, like whatever this phase of your life is, whatever environment you're in, the people around you, whatever it is that you're frustrated with, I think it's all a part of this like peeling off layers of something where in the center of it, there's going to be this beauty and this love, this gift that you're being asked to open yourself up to, seeing the beauty in your current phase. I feel like, yeah, this Four of Pentacles, this onion is just kind of representing that frustration of, I've been peeling the layers and I've been walking through it, and I've been learning to accept my environment constantly and consistently. And it's like, I'm fed up. I'm ready for a change. But it's kind of, this is kind of saying like, you're doing amazing at learning how to accept, and like you've been doing amazing at accepting your circumstances. And I think there's this impatience coming on right now. But there's something even deeper in your being and in your environment and in your current, like, that needs to be acknowledged. And you won't move forward until this beautiful lesson, this beautiful embracing of this gift that will help you along with your path and your future, whatever this beautiful thing is that needs to be integrated into your life in this lesson. Once you can dive to the depths and get to the core of it, then it will be time to move on. So, that's interesting. And this card earlier, it kind of reminded me of, it's this couple of guys or women, who knows, but these people, and they are on this boat, and they are fishing, and there's like this giant fish, and they know the fish is there because it keeps popping his head up, and they're fishing and they're fishing and they're fishing, and they're like, man, like, we know we're gonna get the fish eventually. That fish is there. We're not gonna give up. We know it's meant for us. Like, it just feels like it's popping its head up and it's kind of like showing itself. And I just feel like, keep going, keep fishing, you know, keep moving forward, keep peeling the onion layer, like keep going and keep learning to accept and embrace where you're at. Keep making doing the action steps you need to take to move into your next phase, but accept where you're at as well. Do both. And yeah, so gosh, I'm sorry this is not much of a love reading. This feels like, I don't know though. I feel like this thing that is coming to you that was making me tear up, I feel like this revelation, this realization is going to be about love. I feel like there's so much untapped potential for love in your environment right now. And not only like romantic love, like there's all types of love in general, like with relationships and everything. But I feel like it's like this love for life and this acceptance, like a deep acceptance and love for like yourself, but your path and like your humanity and like your soul, who you are right now, right here, how you've come to this place in your life. I just feel like there's this deep well of love that's ready, that is there for you, for your life right now. And it's calling you in. And this, I don't know why this Four of Pentacles keeps calling out to me. Like the Four of Pentacles in traditional tarot is about, like he's holding his one pentacle and he's kind of like conservative with it. And it's like he wants to keep it to himself. Is this about sharing, like the insight, like sharing with others the beauty that you find on your path? Okay, that's interesting. There's something about like writing or like sharing your story, and the story that's worth telling is the one that's like deeply human and flawed and full of trials, and but also full of love and revelation. And I feel like there's something about writing your story, diving deep, and it's almost like part of this, it's kind of like an added bonus to you going on this path and finding this curiosity for why you're still here and why you're still, oh my gosh, I just caught it. Wow, good job, Krista. The camera timer has 30 seconds left and I caught it this time. Okay, awesome. We're gonna restart it. Okay, sweet. Yeah, that was awesome. Usually I forget to look up and then I'm just rambling on and I'm not recording it. So I'm really grateful I saw that. But so yeah, I was talking about there's something really ripe that once tapped into, like a truth, will help you with your creativity, help you with there's this bittersweet feeling, because it's almost like once you find this messaging or this lesson or this beauty in your current environment and your current path, it's like you're going to write about it, or you're going to share this experience, or you're going to turn it into something creative that's going to help propel you into a situation where you can you can leave this environment, you know, you can move. The stuck feeling is going to be gone, and you can move and you can create an environment that you've been wanting. But there's also like this energy of like bittersweetness coming with it, of like, wow, I just finally found the beauty to where I'm at, and now it's time to go. And it's bittersweet, but it's so incredibly beautiful. And I think it's going to help you moving forward into your next phase, because I think you're going to feel more rooted in who you are. Because wherever you're at, this part of your path, like, it is an integral, especially if it's something where you feel stuck or where you feel trapped, or where, you know, there's something here, like it's a part of who you are. And there is a deep, not only, it's not even like, I feel like, yeah, you can accept things, you can be okay with things, but there's something deeper and something more rich about seeing the purpose in it and the beauty in it, despite all of the hardships within the space or the point on your path, the experience on your path that you're on right now. So you've got like this rich kind of, there's something so available to you right now that's going to enhance your life and make you feel more just love in general, and make you feel love for yourself, for your environment, for the people around you. And like, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I feel like, yeah, this magician is just like you don't even know what beauty awaits you and what awakening awaits you. And it is so here for you. And once you get to that space, it's going to help free you to the point where when you leave this place, you know you're going to miss it. But yeah. All right. Well, holy moly. That was an interesting reading. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm just so appreciative for your presence. So I'm going to move into energy healing now. I'm doing these energy healing sessions. They are called the Infinite Prayer. And they are short and sweet energy healing sessions. I'll put a link down below. So each one is correlated to the reading I had just done. I go straight into the energy healing just to kind of, I want to stay in this energy and send love and light to your journey. And so for this one, it feels like we are going to be sending like some electric wavy, I feel like we're going to be sending like this strong electric current to this part of you. There's like a stubborn part of you that isn't seeing what the potential here is, and it's tending to look at all the negative. And so yeah, send a bunch of energy there to like crack that open and clear that away. And then maybe cut away some energies that are distracting you from heading in this path, because it almost feels like you're walking a path. You think you're walking a path. You think you're walking outward, like out away from this environment, from this thing. But really, the true path is like a spiral inward into the core of it. And you probably don't want to hear that, but that's what it feels like. And so I feel like cutting away any external influences that are trying to pull you in the wrong direction, any like expectations of society, expectations of yourself, that are pulling you like outward instead of inward. We're going to like clear that away as best we can, or at least just maybe kind of like pull your energy in the direction that it's meant to go in, which is like deep into your heart. So yeah, so that's what the energy healing session will help you do and help you be. And yeah, so I'm going to move into that. A couple other things. I have another YouTube channel. It's called Soul Harken. It is my heart and soul in video form if you want to check that out. If you want to tip me, I would love a tip, no pressure whatsoever, but I will put a link below for that as well. What else? Let's see. I had to write everything down because I'm like, I'm not good at like asking for like comments and stuff, but I really would love some feedback, and I'd love to know that my readings are resonating. So yeah, if you have anything to say about this, I'm here for it. I'm ready to connect. So yeah, I would love some comments. Yeah, just, yeah, comments, likes, subscribes, like to help me with this algorithm world. Yeah, but otherwise, thank you so much for being here. I might see you in the energy healing. If not, that's okay. I will see you maybe in another reading. So thank you so much. Bye.